I made a video about how I digitize my art by scanning it, and someone pointed out that my scanner probably isn't a CCD scanner. And I had no idea what that is, so I looked into it, and a CCD scanner is an art scanner or a high-quality graphic scanner, whereas the one I have is just a normal photo and document scanner. So should you be using a CCD scanner to digitize your art? Art scanners are considerably more expensive, but fortunately I found one I could try at the library. It's also a bigger A3 size scanner, so I packed some of my bigger paintings. There were no camera signs all over the place, so I didn't take any footage or photos while in there. I took canvas paintings with me too, but the scanner lid wouldn't budge, so I could only scan the flat paintings on canvas board and cardboard. I used the photo setting, high quality, and 600 dpi resolution. The scanning took a couple of minutes for an A3 size painting. But the quality looked incredible when I zoomed in on the finished scans while I was there. If you are looking to buy a scanner, I do have both of these linked below. But I don't recommend the cheaper one as a printer though. It's caused me a lot of trouble over the years, but the scanner part is fine. I did wipe the paintings at home, but I didn't think to bring a cloth or anything with me to the library, so I couldn't wipe the scanner or the paintings again there, and there's quite a bit of dust and little hairs and whatnot on the scans. So that means a lot of healing tool or cloning tool while editing. Next time I'll bring a rag. And actually, the next time came faster than I imagined. I didn't get a proper comparison with the scans I had taken, so a few weeks later I went back with 2 new big paintings and some smaller paintings that I was able to scan with my own A4 size scanner to compare. And here's what I found. What stood out to me the most is that sometimes you have slightly buckled watercolor paintings and some areas turn out blurry when you scan them. Well, not with the CCD scanner. It's all in focus without having to do any special tricks that I sometimes do with my own scanner. It can pick up uneven surfaces. This could also apply to areas with thicker paint layers, maybe collage, mixed media, gluing things onto the painting. Another area of interest was metallic paints. Look at the cold acrylic paint in the eye of the Sugar Skull Girl. It really shines. Compare it to some other acrylic and watercolor paintings with metallic paints as accents, scanned with the photo scanner, and you can still tell that they're supposed to be shiny, but they look a bit different. Some of them might look more brown, whereas the art scanner ones look closer to gold. The art scanner seems to skew a little yellow compared to the regular one. So that could be part of the reason the normal scanner makes the gold more brownish and the art scanner makes it look more yellowish. But it also appears more sparkly. Silver sometimes turns out a bit gray with the normal scanner. I guess with the normal scanner you could scan the whole painting, but then take a close-up photo of the detail that didn't scan correctly and then cut and paste that onto the painting. It's more work in editing, but it could be a possible workaround. But in a photo, it can be difficult to get even lighting so that the metallic paint is captured the same way throughout the painting. One of the paintings had sequins and beads on it, and the art scanner picked up even the dried glue. Unfortunately, this one's too big for my cheap scanner, so the whole thing is a little out of focus, but I also have a photo version to compare. And I scanned a new painting that I don't want to spoil fully with the art scanner, but here's how clear the sequins and beads are on cold paint, completely unedited. But this time I remembered to wipe off the excess glue, so it's less visible. Here's one I found very interesting. I painted this mainly with metallic watercolor paints, and the normal scanner would not pick up the colors correctly. I also tried the color fix option, but it was still wrong. It either made the whole painting kind of reddish or brownish, or it made it blue. whereas the art scanner picked up the right colors, which you can tell by the yellow crest feathers on the head. So this is one where the art scanner definitely wins. If you use a lot of metallic paints, it could be a problem for a normal scanner. Personally, I don't have the money to invest into this kind of a scanner, but if I have a chance to use it, I do so to scan, of course, bigger paintings that don't fit into my small scanner, but also watercolor paintings if I have an issue with warped paper and blurriness, or if the surface is uneven, like beads, sequins, dried leaves, or thicker paint like impasto painting. It's worth the cost of the train ticket there. But do you absolutely need it? Maybe not, unless you're only making impasto paintings. But what if you don't have access to an art scanner? How do you digitize your buckled watercolor paintings then? Watch this video next. See you there!